Hello everybody and welcome to CMC Markets Technical Insight Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. And today I want to share with you a couple of markets that I'm watching, a few commodities and also on Forex. And I want to start with crude oil. And we all heard about the energy crisis that's going on in Europe and the prices that are going up. So let's take a look at what's happening from a technical point of view on the chart. So this is the weekly chart, and we can see that from the low of the pandemic, we're basically just going higher and higher and higher. We consolidated underneath the last place before we dropped lower, and then we broke above it. And then we did something similar at the top side over here. So we can see this area, we dropped lower before, came in higher, consolidated before dropping even lower. That area has been a significant level of support and resistance in the past. And we can see that we reacted to it, fell back from it, and then attacked it again until finally this week breaking above that area. So that's the weekly chart. Looking at the daily chart, we can see this smooth, nice action. The reaction to that level created a small short-term downtrend over here, and then we started to uptrend again. So we've got the moving averages 10, 20, 50 all fanning, all in the correct order for an uptrend. And looking at the momentum indicators, the RSI and the MACD, we can see that they're also converging to the upside and rising quite nicely as well. What we can also spot is that we are overextended, meaning that there is quite a distance between where the moving averages are sitting and the price action. So what I'm looking for from this market is a little bit of a release of this strong buying pressure, a bit of a pullback, and then look for a continuation of this move. So the level that I marked, this long-term level of support and resistance, we can even see another touch here on the daily as we were climbing up just recently before breaking quite strongly above it. So what I'm looking for is a pullback to test this very strong level from above. I've also marked the Fibonacci retracement of this latest move on the daily from the low all the way to the high, and we can see that that level is clustering quite closely with the 50% retracement. And if and when the market will pull back into that area, it's also going to be close or in the bison in that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. So this is the area that I'm looking for potential opportunity. I'm very bullish this market. I'm looking for a bit of a release of this strong buying pressure, a bullish candle in the buy zone rejecting this strong level of support and resistance from above, and a continuation of this move. The next market that I want to take a look at is pound versus the US. And what we can see here on the weekly chart is that, let me just bring this to the daily. On the weekly chart, what we can see is that we broke a quite significant level here. This is around the 136 area. So we can see this has been a level, quite a strong level in the past. It hasn't been very precise before. We stopped here just above it, but recently we can see these touches on the weekly chart, touch and reject, a touch and reject, another touch, reject, before breaking strongly below it. Now this is the price action on the daily. So on the daily we are in a downtrend. There's a downtrend here on the weekly, but we haven't yet the moving averages all crossed over in the correct direction. The momentum indicators are converging to the downside though. So looking here on the daily, we've got the moving averages 10, 20, 50, all fanning, all in the correct order for a downtrend. We've got nice convergence on the momentum indicators as well. We can see these touches at that level that we've identified on the weekly. Touch and reject, another touch, reject, before breaking very nicely lower and continuing the next day as well. So what we've got now is a pullback into the sell zone. So we've got a pullback into the sell zone and into this level of support and resistance around the 136. So what I'm looking for here is basically a bearish candle in the sell zone rejecting this level. So I'd like the candle to be closing below this level because I want to see that this level has been rejected. Currently we're sitting in and around this level as well. If we'll take the Fibonacci of this move over here, so from the high all the way to the low, what we can see is this area, this level is clustering very nicely with a 61.8% retracement. It's a nice area to look for a potential resume of this downtrend. It's not there yet. As we can see here, this is somewhat of an indecision to bullish candle the way we closed yesterday. So I'm looking for a nice bearish candle closing below this level, below these wicks, and then I'll be looking for a break of that candle and a continuation of the move. We might spend a bit more time around that area. We might pull back a little bit deeper, because looking here on the 4 hours, what we can spot is that we did make a slight higher high over here, and the indicators are still converging to the upside. So there might be that this momentum that pushed the price back into the sell zone, this buying momentum, is not yet shifted. So we need to see more sellers coming into the market. That's why I want to see a bearish candle in the sell zone, and I want to see it closing below this level, so I know that there's a higher chance that this level has been rejected and we're going to see the continuation of this longer term trend. Happy trading, everyone.